Why, hello! Are you ready for chapter 23 of James the Giant Peach? Hopefully remember to bring your stuffed animal friend to help with your question and answer sessions after or during our read aloud. Remember, when we are reading, we're looking at the key details, what's happening, visualizing it in our head to help build comprehension. That's the purpose of a read aloud. So we're looking at chapter 23. Before I begin, pause the video and think about what has happened so far. Oh, wait. So welcome back. So hopefully you pause like I asked you to and you refresh your memory of what happened so far. Again, this is building those comprehension skills. So chapter 23. In a flash, everyone was up on top. Because remember, James had caught the seagulls to try to escape from the sharks. Oh, isn't it beautiful? They cried. What a marvelous feeling. Goodbye, sharks. Oh boy, this is the way to travel. Miss Spider, who was literally squealing with excitement, grabbed the centipede by the waist and the two of them started dancing around the peach stem together. The earthworm stood on his tail and did a sort of wriggle of joy all by himself. The old green grasshopper kept hopping higher and higher in the air. The ladybug rushed over and shook James warmly by the hand. The glowworm, who at the best of times was a very shy and sullen creature, sat glowing with pleasure near the tunnel entrance. Even the silkworm, looking white and thin and completely exhausted, came creeping out of the tunnel to watch this miraculous sight. Up and up they went, and soon they were as high as the top of a church steeple above the ocean. I'm a bit worried about the peach, James said to the others, as soon as all the dancing and shouting had stopped. I wonder how much damage those sharks have done to it underneath. It's quite impossible to tell from up here. Why don't I go over the side and make an inspection? Miss Spider said. It'll be no trouble at all, I assure you. Without waiting for an answer, she quickly produced a strength of silk thread and attached it to the end of the peach stem. And here's a picture that shows you that they've escaped from the sharks through seagulls. Did you think that would work when you made your prediction yesterday? I know when I first read it, I didn't think it would work. Travel by seagulls? How crazy. I'll be back in a jiffy, Miss Spider said. And then she walked calmly over to the edge of the peach and jumped off, paying out the thread behind her as she fell. The others crowded anxiously around the place where she had gone over. Wouldn't it be dreadful if the thread broke? The ladybug said. There was a rather long silence. Are you all right, Miss Spider? Shouted the old green grasshopper. Yes, thank you, her voice answered from below. I'm coming up now. And up she came, climbing foot over foot by the silk thread, at the same time tucking the thread back cleverly into her body as she climbed past it. It is awful, they asked her. Is it all eaten away? Are there great holes in it everywhere? Miss Spider clambered back onto the deck with a pleased but also rather puzzled look on her face. You wouldn't believe this, she said, but actually, there's hardly any damage at all. The peach is almost untouched. There are just a few tiny pieces out of it here and there, but nothing more. You must be mistaken, James told her. Of course she's mistaken, the centipede said. I promise you I'm not, Miss Spider answered. But there were hundreds of sharks around us. They turned the water into froth. We saw their great mouths opening and shutting. I don't care what you saw, Miss Spider answered. They certainly didn't do much damage to the peach. Then why did we start sinking? The centipede asked. Perhaps we didn't start sinking, the old green grasshopper suggested. Perhaps we were all so frightened we simply imagined it. Can you imagine that in your head? This, in the point of fact, was closer to the truth than any of them knew. A shark, you see, has an extremely long, sharp nose, and its mouth is very awkwardly underneath its face and a long way back. This makes it more or less impossible for it to get its teeth into the vast, smooth, curving surface such as the side of the peach. Even if the creature turns onto its back, it still can't do it because the nose always gets in the way. If you've ever seen a small dog trying to get its teeth into an enormous ball, then you'll be able to imagine roughly how it was with the sharks in the peach. It must have been some kind of magic, Ladybug said. The holes must have healed up by themselves. Oh, look! There's a ship below us, shouted James. Everybody rushed to the side and peered over. None of them had ever seen a ship before. It looks like a big one. It's got 3 funnels. We can even see people on the deck. Let's wave at them. Do you think they see us? Neither James nor any of the others knew it, but the ship was now passing beneath them was actually the Queen Mary sailing out of England Channel on her way to America. And on the bridge of the Queen Mary, the astonished captain was standing with a group of his officers, all of them gaping at the great round ball hovering overhead. I don't like it, the captain said. Nor do I, said the first officer. Do you think it's following us? The second officer asked. I tell you, I don't like it, muttered the captain. It could be dangerous, the first officer said. That's it, cried the captain. It's a secret weapon. Holy cats! Send a message to the Queen at once. The country must be warned. And give me my telescope. The first officer handed the telescope to the captain. The captain put it to his eyes. There's birds everywhere, he cried. The whole sky is teeming with birds. And what in the world are they doing? And wait a sec. There are people on it. I can see them moving. There's do I have the darnest thing focused right? It looks like a boy in short trousers. So here's a picture of the captain, his first officer, and second officer checking out what they see above, which would probably be a very odd sight. How would you feel if you saw a giant peach being carried by hundreds of seagulls flying above you? I'd be a little stressed, like the captain. Yes, I can distinctly see a little boy in short trousers standing up there, and there's a sort of giant ladybug? Now just a minute, Captain, the first officer said. And a colossal green grasshopper. Captain, the first officer said sharply. Captain, please. And a mammoth spider. Oh, dear. He must be tired again, whispered the second officer. A simply enormous centipede, screamed the captain. Call the ship's doctor, the first officer said. Our captain is not well. A moment later, the great round ball disappeared into the cloud, and the people on the ship never saw it again. So there is the end of chapter 23, which is about the time we stop and think about what we have read. So under your Google Classroom, I've listed a few questions. These few questions are solely based on 23. Once you have finished chapter 23's questions, then it's time to take the quiz for the last few chapters, 18 through 23. Take your time, work hard. It is a grade, so please stay focused. If you need to go back and watch any videos again, you are more than welcome. Have a great time, and thank you for listening.